if you know if direct to seller is where you're really trying to hit, pre-foreclosures are a great list. You can get those lists on batch leads. So every month, or actually they usually update those lists weekly. You can pull the pre-foreclosure list, skip trace them. I, however, find that texting and calling pre-foreclosures is not as effective as door knocking.
Yeah.
So if you are intent on working that niche, then I would stay local to where I wouldn't try and do this virtually. I would stay local to where you are, and I would get in the car. I'd get the list every single day. I would then get into the car and I would create a drive route, and I would knock on all of those doors. It's a very, very lucrative. However, it is extremely taxing, right? I'll tell you that. Everybody that I know that door knocks, it's, you're going to be out 8 to 12 hours through the day. But I mean, those people are in pain. And if you can arrive with solutions, which you should have, being a cash buyer, remember, you want to make sure you've got with you a purchase contract, and you've got with you the payoff authorization sheet. The payoff authorization is what you'll need to have your homeowner sign in order for you to find out how much they are in arrears with the bank. Typically, when we're doing a pre-foreclosure purchase, what I like to do is have my purchase price be $5,000 or $10,000 plus payoff. Okay.
Yeah.
On the contract where it says purchase price, I would talk to the homeowner and say, what do you need to help you get back on your feet? A lot of these people that are in pre-foreclosure, they don't even have money to move. Right. Yeah. And so oftentimes what we can provide or pitch to a homeowner in that circumstance is, if I could get you $5,000 or maybe, a little more if it's available, would that solve your problem? And they might say, no, 5 won't do it. I have to pay my sister or whatever, if they've got a debt. But 10 might work. 10 would give me enough money to pay off this debt that I owe, and then give me enough money for first and last month's deposit on a rental. So then on purchase price, you'd write $10K plus payoff. Then you'd have them sign the payoff authorization sheet that you'd give to title. Title would then communicate with the bank to find out what is owed on the property. Here's where wholesalers make mistakes when they're doing these pre-foreclosure deals, is they're not getting those authorizations signed, and they're taking at face value what the homeowner says they owe. Somebody who gets themselves into a financial situation where they're in pre-foreclosure, they tend not to be up to date on the details, right? And so it's really important that you're getting that payoff authorization form signed, submitting it to title, so that you can quickly determine how much is owed to see if there's even a deal here. Yeah. Now, what I would also say is, if you're going to go about this niche of pre-foreclosures, have some knowledge on how to also do a deal creatively. Okay? Because oftentimes what they owe is very close to what the property is worth, and there's no real equity there. However, somebody might take the deal subject to and use it as a cash flowing rental, which would still give you an opportunity to wholesale that to that buyer. So have with you some understanding of how to do that type of a transaction. There's multiple sub 2 students in our course that are part of our family. Also, always feel free to reach out to anybody in sub 2. Come to Wholesale Hotline on Monday. If you're in the comments and you say, hey, I have a possible creative deal, 100 sub 2 students will attack you. Like, they're always around to help. And so when you are going pre-foreclosures, remember, payoff authorization form on everyone, and have a creative tool, or squad up with somebody who has creative tools available, because oftentimes those deals don't work as cash transactions. They oftentimes need to be creative subject to deals.